Askreddit thread. People who used to have low confidence but changed that. How did you do it? I got a job as a waiter. It sounds silly, but because I was forced to talk with customers daily in a very redundant manner, I was able to come out of my shell a bit. It allowed me to have some fun, greet tables in various manners, and learn how to interact with all types of people. It boosted my confidence in that I was able to communicate with others in a more comfortable manner, which helped me in everyday life, from dating to work, etc. Also, it's the best paying job most high schoolers can get. Caddying, it's also untaxed and pays in cash. What? But what if I'm black? Talk in a southern accent, pretend to have a mild speech impediment, and say sir a lot, you'll do just fine. Oh yeah, anyways, when I got a job working with the general public as well. I also, same situation for me, I guess. Brought me out of my depression and it gave me self-confidence, I guess. No, that was kind of something else. It totally contributed to it, though. Honestly, I finally realized that it doesn't mean shit what other people think. I realize that most people I meet won't be around for life, and if they are, it means they found nothing wrong with me in the first place. There's nothing you can do to truly change your confidence other than realizing there's more to care about than what other people think of you. In the end, there will be those that like you, those that are indifferent, and those that don't like you. Love those that do and are indifferent, and give a good silent screw-off to those who don't. You wouldn't care that much about what people think of you if you realized how rarely people actually think of you. That's whenever I'm talking to a friend who has self-confidence issues, who think everyone is thinking about them or talking behind their back. It's like, I always try to put this thought into their brain. People do not think about you anywhere near as much as you think they do. Case in point, how much do you think about this other person? Or, just give them examples like that usually. Requires an entire long conversation or to convince them. Because in their brain, they think people really care about these kinds of things. It's like, I can't believe they're going to think about this little slight I did. There are some weird people who absolutely do, but they're kind of rare. LOL, that was pretty much the realization that made me more confident. It was always in my head, worried about what other people were thinking, and then I realized that I was making all that shit up. Most likely no one was thinking those things except me. Oh, they might have been thinking things about you, but the next moment they're thinking things about someone else, and the next moment they're thinking about ice cream, and they've totally forgotten about you. I figured out that constantly worrying what people be thinking bad things about me was actually some sort of egocentrism. Somehow, I apparently thought I was important enough for other people to concentrate on. Realizing I'm not that important or interesting for other people to be focusing on me all the time, and how that's a good thing, made it go all the way. I think it's way better this way. Let's see. Or, you wouldn't care that much about what people think of you if you realize most people have terrible reasoning skills and unchecked biases. 99% of thought is emotionally driven, knee-jerked, mental diarrhea. Why measure yourself by that? Let's go into the next one. Otherwise I'll be reading this for half an hour again. Nothing like hitting rock bottom to make you realize that you need to suck it up and put yourself out there. In my case, at least. Yeah, pretty much the same for me. Once I realized that my confidence is so low that I can't even function anymore, came the time when I had to change myself. Of course, it didn't happen overnight, and I still find myself going back to that behavior. I managed to lessen it, at least, for now. Blah, blah, blah. I just learned to love myself. Work out, go to the gym, learn to mix and match your apparel, and always stay positive. Remember, confidence is not about knowing she likes me, but rather, I'll be fine regardless if she likes me or not. I lost 50 lubs so far this year and got a good job. Buying good-looking new clothes that I can actually fit nicely is such a confidence booster. Haven't had a relationship or date yet, though. Haven't had one in years. Feeling found on the inside is what holds me back even after the weight loss. I just don't feel like an option to a lot of girls, so I don't even really try. I don't dwell on it, though. I'll find someone eventually, or they'll find me. I'm young, and I'm now healthy. Life ain't so bad. Plus, have a diamond-tipped cock probably isn't that bad either. Diamond-tipped penis. Oh. Fake it till you make it. It's totally true. Not confident, pretend you are, especially around people you don't know. They don't know you. What do you have to lose? Eventually it creeps into the rest of your life, and next thing you know, bam, confidence. This is actually a totally legit way to do it too. My issue is that when I get tongue-tied too often, feel a bit confident, someone asks you something, you fail to reply adequately, confidence takes a hit. When I was a teenager, I was bad at small talk. I'm sure many young people are. Yep, so was I. I actually had to learn how to small talk by lots of practice. I'm pretty good at it now, or at least I think I am. Lots of people who think they're good at small talk are well, I mean, some of them are, but I know someone who thinks she's good at small talk and she's really bad at it. Smart of what held me back is that a lot of small talk seems unnecessary and didn't really seem to be saying much. Yep. So when I said boring everything things about weather, food, or movies, I would say it under my breath a little bit. I wouldn't really broadcast it to other people in earshot because it didn't really seem worth it somehow. If I was just remarking that it hasn't rained much lately, or heard about a new movie coming out, I felt like I wasn't saying incredibly useful information, so I wouldn't try to sell it in any way. I realized later on that if you're going to say something, anything at all, then commit to it. Say it in crisp, clear voice. Own it. The words you have don't have to be amazing. You can just be making a banal observation about the weather, and that's totally fine. If you or I say, hasn't been much rain lately in a crisp, clear voice, nobody's going to think, I already noticed that. There wasn't a lot of rain. Your remark was not helpful. Unless they're like autistic or something. Instead, it just sounds like somebody remarking on an obvious fact for the sake of making a conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. And even if you stumble on your words slightly, there's a limit to how bad it can sound. Yeah, you might accidentally say, yeah, there hasn't been much rain this lately. But you're not going to accidentally say, poopy in my panties, or wombat, and giraffe cabbage. Just say the banal thing about the weather and don't worry about it. Honestly, wombat, giraffe cabbage has been my bane of my existence for years. Take this advice with a grain of salt. Alright, next one. Man, that was a long comment chain. Realizing how unimportant you are to other people. It's very liberating to realize that others are more concerned about their own social anxieties than judging you. I recently thought about all the embarrassing things that have ever happened to me, and how no one in the world will likely remembers them except me. Like that time I nearly pissed myself in marching band, that time I was drunk in Mexico and these two little hoes laughed my attempts to dance. This little hottie that was at my place totally giving me vibes that I didn't notice. This other time that happened, and then again another time, and then at least once more. Of course, nearly everything from high school. Literally no one in the world thinks about those things but me. It's very much like they never happened. So now I might as well do whatever. I eventually got so far that I stopped caring completely. This is my confidence. I just don't care. Apathetic high five. Weightlifting improved your confidence in your looks and your abilities to push yourself immensely. It has done wonders for me. Ugh, weightlifting sucks though. Also helps with social anxiety and not giving a fuck about other people's opinions. Practice. Can't talk to girls? Make yourself talk to girls, and when it goes poorly, think about why, and try again with other girls. Can't speak in public? Make yourself speak in public. Record yourself, then watch it later. Prepare to cringe, then do it again. Confidence is attached to competence. You tend to be pretty confident about things you do well, but you can learn to do almost anything competently. So get out there and practice. Fake it till you make it is based around this idea of just doing the things you think you're good at. Eventually you'll be okay and you get confident. I can't talk to animals. Talk to animals. Hey there, Mr. Buttons. Cat runs away. Let's see. There's this old Dutch saying, better 100 failures and get laid once than no failures and never get laid. Beautiful. I like to call that one the shotgun approach. You don't need to take aim when you can just shoot at a whole bunch of bullets at once and hope one of the pellets hits something. Really, I've never heard it before. Judging by your username, you're Dutch too. Can you tell me the original saying? I'd say I didn't have low confidence. I was quite a social butterfly. I just didn't have good confidence. Then I worked in retail. Holy shit, does that give you confidence? Totes my goats. Nothing like retail to simultaneously give you confidence about talking to people while also tearing down the shell of your former self. And also allowing you to realize for the first time just how stupid the general population is. The confidence to talk to people, but the knowledge that no one is worth talking to. Only when you've been torn down to the foundation can you be rebuilt into something greater than what you are. I agree. Retail has helped me like a motherfucker in terms of coming out of my shell. But honestly, I love where I work. The customers are mostly really nice. My managers are all understanding and very grateful. My coworkers and I all get along, and some of us are even pretty good buddies. I feel like retail can either be hit or miss. I just got lucky and got hired at a good place. See, that sounds like where I used to work. Managers were all very nice. The coworkers were great. Customers, not so much, though. Because the place was kind of a shithole. And lots of stuff broke, or some policies we had that made no sense. So lots of angry customers. Also lots of angry customers about just stupid shit that we have no control over. Lexapro, Tinder, fake it till you make it, meditation. Lexapro is fucking aces. I lost weight, ate better, and of course, many of the dark thoughts of nihilistic panic went away. I went from taking Adderall every day to taking Lexapro every day. Best decision of my life. What's Lexapro? Search Google for Lexapro. This is a medicine that treats depression and generalized anxiety disorder. Ooh, gotcha. I had a brain tumor removed and my anxiety decreased dramatically. Fucked up, but true. Step 1, get brain tumor. Step 2, get it removed. Step 3, question mark. Step 4, profit. Get a haircut you like. Gym membership. Start looking after your skin. Go after the jobs you want. Don't be too disheartened when you get knocked back. Stand up straight and fix your posture. And for the first few months, ACT like you're confident. Oh, act like you're confident. Acting sounds dumb, but after a while it becomes second nature and it'll integrate itself into the person you are. This is also how you fix if you have a terrible personality and you want to be someone who actually attracts other people. Just fake a personality that you think you'd like, and it'll eventually become second nature. Take something you're good at and expand on it. When I was a kid, I couldn't run, so I was often left out of games, making me a very introverted child. But I was good at climbing, so I just got better and better at that, just making me stronger and stronger. Eventually, when I outgrew my asthma, I was one of the strongest kids around. So I went and did new things that were never possible before, and made lots of friends, many of whom I'm still friends with today. Wow. So basically, improve on those strengths, and you have until you started getting more confident in other fields. Then tried new things. We aren't the playground anymore. If you have an advantage, exploit it. No one will get mad at you for using your edge. I was about to say, I have no friends from childhood. Longest friend I've had was one I met after high school in World of Warcraft. WoW is how I beat people now. That repeating loop in your head, you know the one. I'll never win, that'll never happen, it's not worth it to try, etc., etc. Replace that with anything else and you'll see change. This is the power of faith that unfortunately is not talked about in churches or some philosophies. Faith, your raw ability to just believe in something intangible. It controls everything that is intangible: joy, hate, fear, confidence, loyalty, betrayal, comfort, discomfort. If you believe something intangible to be true, then you seek out evidence to support it, and that becomes your faith. Because what you believe in becomes you. The brain is just a collection of tissues that gets organized by repetition and trauma. Studies show that 10,000 practices of something can make you an expert. So if you told yourself you're no good 10,000 times, you are now an expert at that. So what happens if you change that input? What happens if you change the way you tell yourself the next 10,000 times? Is it 10,000 times? That's a long time. Stopped giving a fuck. Took some failed suicide attempts and some serious depression before I stopped giving a damn what others thought. Did I become more outspoken? Yes. Did others try to hurt me still? Yes. Did I care? Nope. Even asked my crush out. Nice. I'll start killing myself as soon as possible then. Oh my god, there's always someone who's a smartass. Spending 3 months in a psychiatric hospital. I became the best, the very best, and delusional. That helped. Get old, stopped caring. I pretended that I was an actor playing a confident person. What will that person do? How will that person think? Eventually, I didn't need to act anymore. Yep, this person got it. Alcohol. This is the only reason I made friends in university. I hit an all-time low of confidence. I had been sexually assaulted and the people in power didn't believe me / took it as a joke. They leaked my story to a local radio station who had their morning G show talk about it in great lengths with my side of the story. They had people calling with their opinions and to berate me even more than I had already been. I had to move over an hour away to get away from everything. Damn, that's fucked up. Before starting over in this new city, I promised myself that no one would know unless I told them. No one would be able to tell. I faked being confident to being happy. I didn't care what people thought because that's how I had run away from before. Nothing could be that bad again. Eventually I went to therapy and got myself straightened out. I still have the confidence I first faked though. Only difference is that now it's real. P.S. If anyone's going through sexual assault, please tell someone. The longer you don't, the longer it will twist your insides. I'm here if anyone wants to talk. For years, every time I met someone new, I always dreaded it. I thought of myself as the new guy, regardless of the situation. I felt like I was entering their world, and I worried about not looking like an idiot or saying something stupid. It made me very uncomfortable and awkward. There wasn't an exact moment that changed it for me. It was gradually that I came to realize that in situations like that, we're both the new guy. They're probably as nervous or awkward as I feel. So I altered my approach to the one that focuses on making them feel comfortable and welcome as soon as we meet. I guess that's a good way to look at it. It works. By immediately switching to a more welcoming attitude, I could see the person I'm meeting become more at ease, which in turn makes me more at ease. And that has taken some of the sting out of meeting new people for me. Once I start asking questions, I give the other person a chance to talk about themselves. Things seem to progress naturally from there. And I'm able to switch off and just be me. See, this guy. These are some techniques taught in the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It seems he just figured them out himself, though. Martian arts. Haha, martial arts too, though. Oh, he meant to spell martial arts. I got some magic mushrooms from a friend. I took it and I could swear my whole life was like a ticking clock every second of it. Always counting down to 0, with 0 being my death. Anyway, I came out spiritually fulfilled, full of self-respect and love. It was the most greatest moment of my life, and I realized there are far greater things out there. Yeah, I used to abuse myself so much and my confidence was 0. Got off my ass and started making changes. Just getting older and working in store helped. Dealing with customers day to day, you just get used to it. People still comment on my shyness or quietness sometimes, but it just depends on who I'm with. Honestly, getting a girlfriend, receiving compliments that contradicted years of assumptions about myself really kind of helped me to do something of a mental 180. However, I wouldn't say going to the gym as well. No, I would say going to the gym as well. There's something about the simple fact that you worked out that is a bit of a booster, plus the endorphin high. Oh, that's true. Nothing feels better than finally being able to stop at the end of a long run. But first you need a girlfriend. The biggest change was learning not to base my self-worth off the opinions of people who barely had me on their radar. It honestly took a few years, but I eventually realized that the only one who has to like me is me. Also, that some people will never like me no matter what I do, so I should stop trying. Learning what I was capable of was an important component too. As a high schooler who didn't really do extracurricular activities, all I had work was grades. All I had was work and grades. It's so hard to pull yourself out of self-esteem and self-confidence problems as a teen because of how little of your life is in your control. Getting a boyfriend and friends who actually cared about me as a person helped too. I don't want to downplay that part, but I feel like I had to like myself before I could believe I was worth liking. I basically accepted that I had to take action. Nothing was going to change if you didn't do something, so I did several things. I put effort into my physical appearance, got better at makeup and styling, started working out, corrected posture, etc. I stopped giving a fuck about what people thought of me, started being more open and letting my personality show. I faked it till I made it. This is the most important part. Confidence is key. I walked around and still do like I'm the shit, like I know what I'm doing, even if I was a mess inside. Slowly but surely, people started truly believing that I have my shit together and started paying more attention to me. And that made me more confident. Truly, I still have to fake it here and there. But action is number one. You have to do something about it. Bravo. This person gets it. Getting through very difficult times without anyone to help. Work hard in school. Getting A's gives you a huge boost. I'm not perfect and don't get great grades all the time. But I've noticed when I do receive good marks, I feel so much better about myself because I earned it. Also, workout. I have recently put on a lot of weight and just started running again. I feel so much better just in these last few days compared to the last few months of shitty eating and exercise. Breaking that routine of eating garbage instead of my ass hugely improved my self-confidence. Make small steps. Go to the gym for 30 minutes to an hour. Run a couple miles. Go for a quick bike ride. Just move around and challenge yourself a little. It feels great. Surround yourself with people who will foster good confidence. Friends that berate you, guilt trip you, or in any way make you feel negative emotions on a regular basis are not going to help you boost your confidence. And if you're dating someone, it's just as important to watch out for these characteristics as well. That being said, make sure they're in touch with reality as well. You want someone who will support your endeavors and also provide constructive criticism. There's no way I would be able to date my SO if she didn't support me and make me feel good about myself, while also staying realistic. Getting a boob job. Lost like 35 pounds. Got on the right medication. My name is Steve, and boob job helped me a lot. I stopped giving a shit what other people think. This does not mean become complacent with yourself. Exercised a lot and started realizing that people are too concerned with themselves to care about the small things you do. I spend a lot of time hedging and avoiding admitting to my own strengths. Like, I wasn't allowed to be proud of my grades because I was lacking in other areas. Step 1, cut that shit out. Are you smart? Be fucking arrogant about that. At least in your own head. Maybe not smart, but quick-witted, knowledgeable, handy, resourceful. Awesome. Know your strengths and be excited about them. Step 2 is working on those lacking areas. I used to say I might not be cute or charming or especially smart, but I'm a good goddamn friend. Now I look for ways to complement my own appearance in my thoughts. I've also gotten better at knowing in what ways I'm smart. Half of confidence is probably faking it. The other half is knowing yourself better than anyone else. Knowing what you can expect from yourself. At least I'm a good friend. I only laugh because I'm not a good friend. I used to have a very low opinion of myself, in almost every way. Then I got some sort of virus 3 years ago, which led to major anxiety, contemplating suicide, etc. Then after therapy, I decided, fuck it, I'm as good as everyone else in this world. Let's see what I can do, and never look back. I still have anxiety issues, but I now believe in myself. It seems like the way to get confidence is just to fuck it and forget what everyone else thinks about you. That's what half of these said, basically. It's a good starting point, though.